Well, they're very talented again, like we saw last year. I think the O-line is improved from what we faced in the bowl game. I really like their running backs a lot, and the quarterback has a super strong arm. So we got our work cut out for us. We got to be on our A game, which we know, and I like the matchup. I think it's a fun one for us again, but we got to be on our A game.
How much of, I guess, carryover can you take from the Alamo Bowl into this game?
Well, I actually think we're pretty similar to that game, and they're pretty similar. The players have changed drastically. Like, we don't have a Mark Collins, we don't have a Jacob Robinson and Tyler Batty and some of those other players, and they don't have Shadur Sanders and Travis Hunter and some of those guys. So where I don't think the schemes or the programs have changed that much, I do think the players have drastically. So we had a lot of veteran guys in that game, and some of our newer guys that haven't played as much football need to play at that same level.
Breakdowns against ECU on third down, it seemed like they were attacking kind of that intermediate area of the field. Is that something you've noticed or what are you working on?
They had 250 yards still. We blew a coverage with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and like, we were playing really good until we made 2 stupid mistakes and they were down the field and scored a touchdown. So I don't want to overreact, but I was a little disappointed on how we finished those 2 drives. The last drive was mainly backups, but the reality is we got to finish better.
Your assessment of how Evan Johnson played the pick 6 and 2 interceptions?
Well, his plays were huge, obviously, and the pick 6 was probably the play of the game, really got momentum in our favor. The offense, the way they played in the second half, was outstanding, and I just think Evan settling into who we know he is has really helped us. He was definitely the player of the game on defense on Saturday.
What was your thought about the call on Latui coming off the field, taking that pick away from the ball? Do you think that was kind of...
Well, that hurts, obviously. So they had subbed, and they allowed us to sub, and then they subbed again, and they should have allowed us to sub again. And so Logan wasn't in an extreme hurry to get off the field because they should have re-held it, and they didn't on the second sub. Bottom line, at that moment, he's got to get off quick. Crap happens, which in that situation, figure out a way to get out of the drive, which we did, but that was a little unfortunate.
Is Justin Kirkland going to play this weekend?
Yes.
Talk about Caden Salter on the big arms, as a dual threat capability. What's the biggest danger in facing a guy like that?
Well, just that he's a dual threat guy. We think he's very athletic. He's got a very strong arm. He's accurate. I don't know that he's been in the system a long time, but he's only going to get better and better in it. I know that. So we better expect his A game. And he's got weapons to throw to, and they got good running backs to handle it too. So we got our work cut out for us.
Update if Jonathan Cabell will be available this weekend.
Jonathan will not be back just yet, but we're getting close with him.
How do you feel like the defensive line has held up through 3 games here, and how much does it help being able to work a guy like JK back, not just even to be available in games, but into practice and all that stuff?
Well, I think they're playing very good. There's definitely some stuff to clean up. We're one of the leaders in the nation in rushing yards. We lead the nation in points given up. So there's so many good things we're doing, but we got a lot of room to improve. And that's going to be the key is, can we improve this week? Can we improve the next week? If we can, this team has a real chance. This defense has a real chance, but we got to keep improving.
I guess the field is pretty unique at Boulder. There's some pine pellets that I've heard of amongst the field. Any intel you've heard about that?
Well, we've seen teams slipping a little bit. I have no idea what that means. They got to play on the exact same field that we do, so if they're not slipping, we shouldn't slip. So I think that's all we put into that.
I noticed JT's play has just been great so far. Talk a little bit about JT and what he's been.
Well, I think JT's huge. I mean, he was the player of our game in our first game, and he's really played solid this year. I think Coach Sione has done a great job with our defensive tackle room and how they're playing. We're stout right now, and so many of the things that we're doing, there's not much hitting up inside. We got to continue to have that for us to be the defense we want to be.
Anything else? All right.
Thanks, guys.